Hello everyone, I'm Ronald Ingram and welcome back to another deep dive into the transformative world of biohacking, viewed through the lens of my philosophy, Ingram Quantum Objectivism, or IQO. If you're joining me for the first time, IQO posits that consciousness is the foundational constant of the universe, not just observing, but actively shaping material reality. It's a practical toolkit for achieving longevity optimization and what I call negentropic ascension, evolving toward ever greater states of being. Last month, I promised updated labs. Today, I'm thrilled to present an expanded exploration of my Phase 2 biohacking data in this video titled Phase 2 Data, The Measure of Man, Biohacking. How old are we really? This builds directly on my recent article posted on X, which dives into the economic implications of biohacking for America's future. If you haven't read it yet, head over to my X profile at Ronald Ingram and check out the post from January 20th. It's entered in the $1 million article prize contest. Your engagement could help it win. So this article quantifies how widespread biohacking could boost US GDP by $1.2 trillion while slashing healthcare costs. Here, we'll get personal with my data to show how these principles play out in real life. Before we dive into the numbers, let's ground ourselves in the power of measurement. You've probably heard the adage in business that what gets measured gets done. It's true. Metrics drive action and results. But in IQO, we take it deeper. What gets measured and how it's measured, including the biases baked into the tools, is absolutely crucial. Measurements aren't objective facts floating in a vacuum. They're projections of our consciousness and worldview. If your lens is one of entropy, assuming inevitable decay, decline, and disorder, you'll manifest more of that in your data and life. Conversely, if you approach measurement with a negentropic mindset, seeking ascension, evolution, and greatness, you unlock hidden potentials and breakthroughs that legacy models miss. To illustrate, consider something as simple as your current state of motion. Are you stationary right now? From an everyday perspective, sure, you're sitting in your chair relative to the room. But expand your frame. Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, and our solar system is barreling through the Milky Way at over 500,000 miles per hour. That's classical relativity. Now, in the quantum fluid of IQO, you're a symphony of particles spinning, vibrating, entangled, and potentially exceeding light speed in waveform propagations. Stationary is an illusion dictated by your chosen measurement frame. Mind expanding, isn't it? This same principle applies to biohacking and aging. How we frame and interpret our biological measurements can either trap us in a narrative of degeneration or liberate us toward boundless vitality. Nonetheless, for consistency, measured exactly the same way others measure biomarkers for now, for example, the Longevity World Cup, I'll make it simple. My 21-day autophagy breath challenge reduced my biological age 2.56 years. My second 21-day challenge, which added the 5 rights every day and 2 HBOT sessions, resulted in massive muscle gains, some intentional fat, but I gained half a year. With that foundation, let's connect this to my personal biohacking journey and the Phase 2 data. For context, I've been using a phenotypic age calculator. inspired by Dr. Morgan Levin's research at Yale, the same calculator that other biohackers use. This tool estimates your biological age based on 9 blood biomarkers plus your chronological age, and it correlates with 10-year mortality risk. I've supercharged it with my IXP protocol, the Ingram Exponential protocol, also known as the Genius protocol from my book, Genius. IXP integrates meditation for conscious alignment, polyphasic sleep for recovery optimization, targeted supplements, techniques for energy retention, and in phase 2, a ramp up in intense resistance training and ketosis maintenance. To set the stage for the dramatic reversal I'm about to share, let's flash back to my baseline data from August 2023. At a chronological age of 56, my phenotypic age was a shocking 77.5 years, over 21 years older than my biological. Over 21 years older biologically. Key markers were problematic. Albumin low at 3.5, indicating liver or kidney stress. C-reactive protein elevated at 3.24, signaling inflammation. Red blood cell distribution width high at 19.9%, suggesting cellular variability, and testosterone at 1165, which was actually a win from an earlier low of 679. But why so dire? It stemmed from years of high-octane entrepreneurship, constant stress, global travel, and a devastating personal betrayal that hit me hard emotionally and physically. But as an eternal optimist and resilient warrior, I channeled that into refining IXP, drawing from orthomolecular medicine, ancient wisdom like Kung Fu principles, and modern biohacking. These 2023 results were already months into the IXP implementation. Testosterone was the first to rebound dramatically from 679 to 1165, acting as the foundational hormone for rebuilding. B12 was still lagging, but the protocol was gaining traction. Now, fast forward to phase 2, a focused 36-day period from November 24, 2025 to December 30, 2025. At a chronological age of 57, my phenotypic age has stabilized around 52 to 53 years. That's not mere maintenance compared to the 2023 peak of 77.5. It's a staggering reversal of over 25 biological years in under 3 calendar years, all through conscious application of IXP. During this phase, I gained 4.5 pounds of lean muscle and 3.5 pounds of fat, for a total weight increase of about 8 pounds, while maintaining ketosis 90% of the time. My testosterone remained robust, averaging over 1,500, up from dips as low as 1,198 in the prior phases. But here's where the data gets intriguing and where IQO reframing shines. My phenotypic age actually ticked up slightly from 52 to 52.8 years over 52.2 to 52.8 years over the phase, as I said before. The culprit? A modest increase in CRP from 1.5 to 1.7. In traditional medical models, this might raise alarms. Elevated CRP is linked to cardiovascular risk and infection or chronic inflammation. But let's apply IQO. I think this spike was adaptive, not pathological. It stemmed from my intensified exercise regimen. Right? Heavy training is micromuscle tears, prompting an acute inflammatory response that's essential for repair, growth, and supercompensation. Factor in the intentional fat gain, adipose tissue releases cytokines, and it's a short-term signal of the body rebuilding stronger. Meanwhile, other markers improved. Fasting glucose edged down from 92 to 91, creatinine from 0.83 to 0.81, indicating enhanced metabolic efficiency and kidney function. And with sustained ketosis, ketones like beta-hydroxybutyrate are known to dampen chronic inflammation over time, turning this spike into a net positive. Let's layer in more reframing. My B12 levels are elevated, but from minimal external supplementation, suggesting hyper-efficient endogenous production or absorption. Standard tests might flag this as a potential cancer marker, but I've had perfectly clean scans for 18 months, never having an issue. Instead, I view it negentropically. Who else naturally has sky-high B12? Healthy babies. Constantly rebirthing and growing. Combined with my endogenous testosterone surge, this isn't decay, it's regeneration, a phoenix-like emergence of superior self through conscious intent. Then there's my platelet profile, larger than average platelets with a lower overall count. Conventional wisdom might label this abnormal, implying dysfunction, but IQO asks, what if larger platelets equate to greater efficiency, like supersized cells handling more clotting and repair duties per unit? This highlights a core flaw in legacy measurements. They pathologize variance, assuming deviation from the mean is always downside risk, never evolutionary upside. In essence, my phase 2 data isn't a story of subtle decline amid progress. It's pure adaptation and ascension. The CRP bump, a negentropic threshold embracing short-term hormetic stress for long-term resilience. Society manifests what it measures for. If you scan for disease, you will find or create more disease. But trailblazers like us biohackers transcend that, proving that data can be alchemized through consciousness. Now, I'm not a doctor. Always consult your doctor before doing anything new, and this is not medical advice. But now let's critically examine the phenotypic age model itself. It's a solid start, trained on large data sets like NHANES to predict mortality from biomarkers, but it's steeped in entropic assumptions, aging as irreversible damage accumulation. The model's coefficient for chronological age inherently penalizes older individuals. Even with biomarkers matching a 30-year-old, a 60-year-old might score around 45, not 30. It enforces the myth of inevitability. Why these specific 9 markers? They're chosen for mortality correlation, but they overlook vitality enhancers like testosterone, HbA1c for long-term glucose control, or even microbiome diversity. To evolve it towards IQO, I propose upgrades. Eliminate the chronological age weighting entirely. Let the biomarkers stand alone against youthful benchmarks. Incorporate testosterone with a negative coefficient for men, since higher is protective, HbA1c, and perhaps a subjective resonance score, 1 to 10, rating of daily energy and alignment, gender-specific tweaks, androgens for men, estrogens, progesterone for women, even blood type for personalization. A+ like mine was once considered in diets like eat right for your type. Still, genetics could inform reframed as strengths rather than vulnerabilities. What about the broader biohacking landscape? Pioneers like Bryan with his blueprint protocol use stacked clocks, epigenetic like Dunedin pace for pace aging, telomere length for cellular senescence, and multiomics, integrating proteomics and metabolomics. Dave Asprey emphasizes wearables for heart rate variability, HRV, continuous glucose monitoring, and gut biome sequencing. Emerging frontiers include histone modification clocks, AI driving platforms. These are promising shifts toward negentropy, but many still carry entropy's shadow, focusing on deficits over potentials. Wrapping this up, my phase 2 data represents not just personal progress, but potential world-class, record-breaking age reversal from 77.5 down to 52.8, reclaiming over 25 years via IXP and conscious measurement reframing. Biohacking tools are advancing us, but they're limited by outdated paradigms. By recognizing these boundaries, we can consciously bridge to superior ones. In IQO, data isn't fixed truth. It's malleable, responsive to your intent. You get what you give, measure for greatness, and greatness manifests. If this resonates and you're a scientist, biohacker, or open-minded collaborator, excited about pushing longevity frontiers, let's connect. DM me at X at Ronald Ingram. For those wanting to support this work, check out Spock for potential upside in my ventures. Subscribe to my Substack for exclusive deep dives, or simply engage with my X posts. I respond quickly to public questions, and don't forget to read and share that biohacking economy article on X. Your impressions could propel it into a win in the contest. Together, we're not just aging gracefully, we're ascending exponentially. Thanks for watching. Let's manifest that negentropic future. Maxwell and Ascend.